I'm Kyle.
And I'm Tori.
We're actors and you can be an actor too.
Have you ever heard the phrase, acting is reacting? Well, that's pretty spot on. As an actor, one of our most important jobs is to react to what is happening.
Reacting simply means to respond to something that has happened, and things are happening all the time. Sometimes actions are giant, like a volcano exploding, and sometimes they are tiny, like a dandelion seed brushing against your skin. As an actor, we need to react to every moment.
Let's show them what we mean, Kyle. Will you react to these following ideas? Just use your face and body to show how you feel. All right, you're in the woods, and you hear a growl coming from the trees. Did you notice how Kyle immediately started to look around and see where that growl was coming from? And you can tell by his facial expressions that he looks a little scared. All right, come back to neutral, Kyle. All right, you ready for the next one? Mm-hmm. You smell the most delicious bread baking. Oh, you see how Kyle's facial expressions are showing us he really enjoys that smell. Oh, and now it's even making him a little hungry. All right, come on back to neutral, Kyle. Let's do one more.
Okay.
All right, you are walking down the street and you accidentally step on a snail. Oh. Look at his posture and his facial expressions. You can tell Kyle is very upset that he stepped on this snail and maybe even a little bit grossed out by it. All right, come on back to neutral, Kyle.
Today, we're going to practice exploring how a character might react or feel in certain situations by creating action-reaction scenes. To create an action-reaction scene, we are going to choose a character to play and then decide what action they will be responding to. What's great about action-reaction scenes is that we can create scenes from all different subjects.
Oh, that's so cool. Can we try something from science class?
Sure, let's try a forces and motion action-reaction scene.
Oh, Kyle and I were just investigating pushes and pulls on an object, so this should be a lot of fun.
Let's show some of our findings in an action-reaction scene.
Cool. Now, Kyle, I'm going to ask you to pretend to be an object. First, let's pretend you're a bowling ball. Good job. You can go back to neutral. All right. Now, when I say action, I want you to become the bowling ball, and then I'm going to become a gust of wind. I want you to react as that bowling ball to my wind. Are you ready? And action. And cut. Kyle, you didn't move much. Why?
Well, because I was really heavy, and the wind wouldn't really make me move much.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Now, in an action-reaction scene, we really want to show how your character feels. So, imagine if you could give the bowling ball some feelings or personality. How do you think that bowling ball would feel when the wind hit it?
Well, I think that my character would feel powerful, but maybe slightly annoyed by the wind.
I love that. We call that personification, when we give human characteristics to something non-human. Sometimes actors play characters that aren't human, so we have to personify to imagine how they might feel. Let's try the scene again, and this time when the wind hits you, show how powerful but annoyed you feel. Ready? Action. And cut. Oh, fantastic. Did you notice how Kyle used his facial expressions to show that he felt annoyed? He still had a strong, powerful body, but now we know how he feels.
Tori, why don't you try one?
Ooh.
Why don't you try a different object, though? Let's try a feather. We are going to use the same action or force, however, a giant gust of wind. And this time, I want you to react the way a feather would. And don't forget to personify and show how the feather feels. Ready? Action! And cut. Now, what do you think? Did you notice how Tori kept her body light and floating back and forth to show that she was a feather? And she also personified by showing us that her feather was happy and silly, and it looked like her feather was having a lot of fun. Was that right, Tori?
You got it.
Fantastic. Now, it's your turn to create some action-reaction scenes.
First, think of a character that you want to play. It can be anything, a person, an animal, or an object. You name it.
Then think of an action and make choices with your face and your body to show how your character reacts. How do you feel and what do they do?
To set up the scene, decide who shows the action, like the gust of wind, and who shows the reaction, like the bowling ball.
After your performance, ask your audience what they understood. They should know how your character feels from your facial expressions and your body language. Have fun!